hear something Bob hasn't heard in a while.
30 seconds. I still can barely hear it because it gets drowned out every time I try to tell you this. But you just refuse to listen.
We're going to have to fix this problem. I'm looking forward to now the Kazam. The Kazam, I tell you.
The Jam Kazam, that is.
Yes. Because we have the technology. We have the technology. We have the technology.
And we're not afraid to use it.
Have
30 seconds.
Technology. We have the technology. We have the technology.
Oh my God, he's got reverb going, ladies and gentlemen.
Are they still doing that show?
Yeah.
Really? Because I had heard, and I felt justifiably so, that this thing was long gone. I mean, I liked it for a minute. For the expression hot minute, it was more of a lukewarm minute.
I can't remember what to do.
C'est le Lounge
Okay.
Show avec Rob Scott et Bob Doyle, deux diffuseurs vétérans qui aiment s'entendre parler et qui réussissent d'une manière ou d'une autre à se supporter. Voyons si vous pouvez les supporter aussi bien. Voici Rob et Bob.
Woo, yeah, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, after something of a hiatus, I am Bob and...
I'm Rob, and we don't have our names. Where are the names?
¿Dónde está los...
Yeah, where's the name?
Yamo? No, that's what you call. What is your name? Nombre.
Yeah, where are they?
Okay, hold on. I can't... There we go. Rob Scott in Atlanta and Bob Doyle here in Las Vegas. As the... I was about to say, as the song will tell you, it is 9 o'clock on a Saturday. That's in the Eastern time zone, those of you fortunate enough to be in the future. I'm stuck in the past 3 hours.
You can tell by how you're dressed.
Hey, look, Mr. Bright-colored shirt also. I think we kind of vibed on this one.
Too. No, I was noticing that
Although,
too.
I got to say, your shirt fits this background way better. Yeah, you would fit... That says way more like this. You know what I'm saying? Do you agree or disagree? We're taking your calls. 1-800-THE-LOUNGE. Caller, you're on the air.
Wouldn't that be great if we did have that number? 1-800, let's see, THELOUNG. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's 9. So, yeah, we need one more. We need 10 digits. No, it's because it's 1-800, the lounge.
588. 988
300, right?
580. All right. We've got Angel in the house, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give her a big round.
Oh, Angel's here. Excellent.
Of a big lounge welcome.
Yeah.
She got a decent amount of applause. You know, it's a crapshoot with that. It's either the big crowd that goes for 10 minutes, that thing, and then there's the little golf clap. And then
Bob and the lounge hasn't been open in a month.
Yeah, that's weird, man. That's weird. Well, first of all, they had to change okay. They had to change the linoleum.
Here's a little song about a show called The Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
It's really kind of catchy if you're willing to scrounge. Through piles and piles of garbage, talk to you, find a gem. And don't expect that will ever happen again.
What is it?
Yeah.
Man, I forgot about that. It's too bad it's coming through your system and it sounds all compressed and goofy. All right. You get to enjoy it. We're hearing the compressed version. I can't remember.
Oh, really? It doesn't sound good there?
No.
Well, doggone it.
No, we got a Jam Kazam. All right, so we've got some catching up to do. It has been a month. A lot has happened in this month. I'm sure we both have a stack of things we can talk about. I didn't even make notes because I'm so sure I'll remember it.
Tracy,
why don't you go
Tracy's
first?
watching.
Yes, she's loving it. In fact,
speaking of people in the lounge, I made the mistake of saying to some guys at work that I do this thing, and they went nuts. They're about 35, between 35 and 40, and they went absolutely ape crap. You're doing ape shit. They said, "Are you doing a podcast?" And I said, "Well, I guess it's that." And then
it's more of a Robcast, a Bobcast, if you will.
It's I told them what it was. It's
a Blobcast.
It's a phone call with an introduction, is what it is.
Yes.
And so anyway, they couldn't, and then they found it, and then they've been coming up to me over the past week or two. Where's the lounge? Where is it? And I said, oh, well, there's been all kinds of personal issues.
That's right. A lot of politics back in the back office. It is not. Oh, sure. It seems like they get along on the air, but in real life, it is a real Sonny and Cher situation.
So, which, by the way, she got no money. He totally burned her on the split. And then
well,
Cher
I guess he got his, didn't he?
He got his comeuppance. So anyway, so possibly Dave and Cam. I'm just saying hello. I think if they're going to consume the lounge, they'll probably do it in the replay version.
Well, sure. Who can make time on a Saturday night? People have lives and they go out and do things until they reach our age. And I know I said that already. You're just saying who has time. Angel has time, which is awesome. So anyway, we've been gone so the first week we weren't here, my son was in town. This is how far back it goes. And that was Memorial Day, which I had all this Memorial Day stuff I was going to talk about. How Oak was going to go on the lake this year on Memorial Day. And I said, I want video proof, and we'll play it on the lounge. Yes.
We didn't get any video proof. So
he's all talk and no splash.
And right. And then the next weekend, my sister was in town for Samantha's baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
And that was awesome. As you know, having Pam around is nothing but great karma. So that was awesome to have a couple days with my sister.
Yes.
You've been around Pamela. There's something about her. It's just fun to be around. So and then last week, Bob had family obligation. You had company.
That's correct. My daughter and my grandchildren were here, and so we had a couple of. They're still here. They're still in town. I think. I don't think they leave until. I don't know. Or maybe they already left. I can't remember. Point is, we got to see them. They came out, and so lots of pool time for the kids. I didn't get in because it's cold out there. Although I just checked. Although if you got the weekend special handy.
Yes, I do have that. Hold on now, because that's another thing. I have to find these things. Oh, here we go.
Weekend special.
101 degrees, and that's on the downturn, ladies and gentlemen. But here in Henderson, we've had 105 degrees. We got 100, looking at 108 tomorrow for Father's Day. And so, since we've had these triple digits all, since, I don't know, midweek or about, oh my God, time flies so freaking fast. It's been about a week of the triple digits, I think, and now the water in the pool it's doable for even someone such as myself.
Weekend special.
It's also nice to know that I can play these things now because I have the new computer in the office.
And that was a couple of months without that, right? Or at least.
Yeah. So they took 3 weeks to build, and then they shipped it 3 weeks, and then it showed up. And okay. So mini story. First of all, no, I should not bury the lead, a la Albert Brooks in broadcasting. How do you like that? I buried the lead. Samantha will be a mom. I will be a granddad if all goes to plan on the 20th, this coming Friday.
Wow, man.
Yeah, that's because she went in. There was a couple of wrinkles in the game plan. You go in, they monitor, they do the thing, and they said, yeah, we're going to induce next Friday. So this is my last Father's Day tomorrow. As just a dad, I will join your club on Father's Day and be granddad.
Grand Father's Day. So yeah, that was nice to be able to see them just a few days before Father's Day for sure. That was great. And we haven't seen Catherine in a couple of years. It's been crazy about travel and stuff. But that was great.
That was with Stephen. Kim hadn't seen him in over a year.
Yeah.
When he came in over Memorial Day. It's just that stuff. Wow. Thank you, Tracy. Yes. Samantha's going to have, so they're all excited there. And then the computer story quickly, Robert. I couldn't wait to set it up, and then when I finally booted it up, it came on and said, "Do you want to speak English? Your primary?" I go, "Oh wow, it's been so long since I've, fired up from Windows ground zero. Yes, English, and then United States of America.
Yes.
This is so cool." And then it said, "We're going to reboot," and I said, "Fine," and it never came back up. And I went, "Oh, really? Like really?" And so I thought to myself, I could do a hard crash, but if I do that, then if I get a tech guy on the line, he's going to go, as long as you didn't do a hard crash, we're going to be just fine. That's what I kind of His Windows.
What year do you think this is?
I don't know.
1995. You installed Windows 95. You didn't do a hard crash.
Hard crash. As long as you didn't do that. By the way, I read something the other day. I like to use that voice too. It said it was out Far Side. It was a court reporter, and he said a shock came over the crowd as Mr. Pumpkin Eater's sister, Jeannie Eats Zucchini, will testify against him. And I thought that was really funny. Anyway, so I get the guy on the line, Bob, and he was from Chicago. The tech guy was from Chicago.
Tracy's laughing right now because...
And he stayed on the line with me for almost 2.5 hours.
Did you ever get to the technical problem, or did you just talk about the Bears and the Cubs?
No, we did get to the technical, but he was so thorough. First things first, he wanted me to take pictures to make sure
of yourself. Are you sure about this guy?
Yeah, he was fine. I know what neighborhood he's from.
I'm going to need to see some pictures of you, sir.
Sir. No,
now change your shirt. I don't like that one.
You got anything brighter? Something with a little...
That's right. Now unbutton the top button.
Looks hot there. Is it hot where you're at?
Did you catch the game last night? All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How about those Cubs? So he started there, and then all the way up through firmware checkups and everything. And as it turns out, Windows needed a bunch of updates, but it couldn't update because it didn't boot up the initial time. So he managed to do some circumventing, blah blah blah. Anyway, 2.5 hours later, running like a champ. This is a badass. It's got 8 fans and it's liquid cooled. It's just a beast.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's Steven. I got him on the phone the other day with the video, and FaceTime, and he just went nuts. Because he picked it out. He picked out.
Well, we should be good to go.
Yes.
On all things technical. So now I just checked a week or so ago that my Jam Kazam is updated and ready to rock, and I'm still there, and it seems to see all my stuff. So whenever you get it installed, we can test it.
Yeah.
And then we may have to revise the whole look of things, to accommodate that tech. Like I'm not sure how that all works. We may have to.
We'll do a Saturday thing, I think. I think we're going to have to carve out some time.
You're right, but then you're going to have to figure out a way to get another keyboard, plug it in, and we got to be able to, and we got to get the reverb, and we got to be able to 88 keys across from me. No, you're not seeing double.
I've got a keyboard that's in the guest room, in the closet back there, just collecting dust. I don't know if the keyboard is good or if it's just the speakers, the PA, because as I recall, it belonged only one speaker.
Well, as long as it has like a bossa nova rhythm in the background, then we're good.
Well, and then I've got the mixing board. I can plug it right into the mixing board.
Right,
so it will,
of course.
Yeah, which is great to have all this now. Oh, and by the way, oh crap, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh crap. Anyway, oh crap, it was good. It really irritates
I wish
me.
I just. I'd love to be able to sample that.
So new computer, very jazzed on that, and then of course and Millie is showing up on Friday, which is really pretty remarkable.
Yep. Now, how did they decide on that name?
Samantha just always liked it, I guess. Okay. But as it turns out, that's my mom's middle name, and Ann is my grandma's first name, and Samantha did not know either of those things when she selected. And she was due on my folks' anniversary, but it will be
I kind of remember that.
It will be within a day of my sister Pamela's birthday, so yay. And it's kind of a Father's Day gift, which it was when Pamela was born. She was born around Father's Day. Kimberly was born around my dad's birthday, so my mom always said those are for Dad, but I was born on Labor Day, and my mom always said, you were totally mine because it was Labor Day.
Wow. So, so Father's Day and a birthday. So someone's focused. They're going to have to be very careful about all that.
Yeah.
We don't want Dad to get excluded, and at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Kids are such
tomorrow,
narcissists.
are there big plans? Do you got plans in the house for your Father's Day?
They wish I would come up with something specific that I'd like to do, but I'm terrible at that. I know we're probably going to go to Salt and Straw and get the ice cream I really like. That's a journey out that way. I'll have to integrate my day with doing a video for a client, but it's about doing AI stuff on the go. So I'm just going to incorporate where I am and do some AI stuff with it, and it'll be fun. Amber baked some great sugar stuff that's going to put me out. And but no, I haven't come up with.
I hope it's heavy-handed chocolate.
There's chocolate in it, yes, of course. Yes, the brownies. Oh my God. So anyway. Yeah, and so we thought about maybe doing a VR experience down at Area 15. I've never done one of those public VR things, but honestly, none of the experiences they have right now excite me enough to deal with everything that it's going to take to get down there. I mean, truly. So it's like on a day that I really just want to chill, that's going to take just getting ready and going and all that stuff's going to take more, and it's just going to take the day away. And I'm just, if it was something like I said, if it was a Star Wars thing or something that was like, okay, I got to go do that, but it just is like a zombie thing or maybe a robot thing. It just wasn't. Yeah. Am I getting old? I'm getting old. I think I'm getting old.
Oh yeah, definitely. But so am I. You give me crap all the time.
The other day I found a gray hair. Can you believe that? I got it out, but.
You didn't take a Q-tip and dye it one strand at a time?
No, I'm not that vain. I'm just going to pull it right out and forget it ever happened.
Yeah. I know. It was one more part of the computer story. That's what I wanted to say. So the guy at work he has taken my old hard drive, which was the reason my old computer crapped the bed, and he took the controller out and he cleaned it all up. And it was almost working, but then so he's going to replace the arm that reads. He's going to replace that.
You're kidding me? Who knows how to do that?
This guy, I couldn't believe how much the crap he knows. Like he goes, "Do you mind if I do that?" And I go, "No." I go, "How much is it's going to cost me?" He goes, "About $50." Because there's a place in town that does the thorough $2,000 deep dive. They'll get your data, but I just don't have that much. I had been backing things up pretty regularly on hard drives, external hard. So anyway, I don't like, for example, now, I don't know how much of the lounge show material I have, but I had managed to save stuff, in different places. Lounge show. Because how long the lounge has been around? 5 years, Bob.
We're coming up on 5.
Yeah. So anyway, he's going to put a new arm.
What is wrong with us? Okay, sorry.
No, that is, the time scoots along, doesn't it?
I mean, and we still haven't gotten the game out?
Right.
The hopper is gathering dust. We haven't done anything. We haven't put anybody in the hopper in forever. You know what? Angel and Tracy, they're both in the hopper because they showed
the lounge
up.
Hasn't been open forever.
That's right. And they showed up. That's right. They deserve that applause, which they're going to stop. They're probably just walking by and noticed the lights were on and came in. But that's fine. We'll take that. They're just waiting for the Italian restaurant to open up. It's got later hours.
It's got a 9 in it. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
Yeah, so
all
that's
I know
where...
and their teeth fell out.
And their teeth, right. Which I told you that, right? That trailer just sucks. And because I said to a guy, "You gotta watch this movie. It's so good. It's the
yeah.
And then the trailer just sucks.
I know.
By the way, I thought of a line from that the other day too. I was at work. I see a guy pulling out with a Jeep, and the line comes in. Why are people buying these?
Are there floods coming?
Hey,
you soldier!
Soldier! Right. That all just went through my head. I'm accused, not accused. Randy at work, my buddy Randy at work, always says, you remember movie lines so well. And I go, yeah, which I don't know why. Because he says, I'll say a line, and then you'll go, no.
Oh,
actually,
no.
It was like...
Hold on. You froze. It's not on you. There's no way that's on you. You got a new computer. You got it. Although you froze with the old laptop, so we already should have known it was not on you. And unless your router's just screwed up, in which case it's all on you. But I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. It's probably.
I don't think that's the case. In fact, I'm finding that with new processing, it's accepting so much more data in such a short period. It really is pretty cool to have this new. This is huge. I can't have it under the desk. I had it under the desk.
So it's not. The fans aren't loud enough to mess up a recording.
No.
That's great. Obviously, very important.
Yeah, and I've got it on the side. I've got it on blocks of wood, so circulation's a big deal. It's one of those with the tempered glass on one side, so you can see all the inside workings if you want. Although that's flush up against the wall, you can kind of
have that as well.
But anyway, yeah. So, and in fact, I got that not goofy, but I got that background thing, the NVIDIA background thing you told me to get, and I installed it. It works, but I don't know how to apply it to this particular. And then since we're going to do Jazz Kazam, I thought, okay, we'll wait till next week. And
let me tell you.
Yeah, okay.
So once you just run NVIDIA Broadcast, okay, you would have to run it before you get on.
Before I log in here, for example.
Yeah, and then when you choose your camera source there, it's going to be NVIDIA Broadcast, just a virtual camera. So instead of your whatever you're using, your C920, you'll just pop over to NVIDIA Broadcast. It just has to be running in the background. And then there you will be with whatever background or whatever other jazz you want to put
now,
on there.
The only other issue is when I run it, it wants to take over my microphone settings, so I'm going to have to remind it not to do that.
You know what? It says that, although I haven't really had a problem with it.
It's done that with me, where once I open it up, if I open up NVIDIA Broadcast, then all of a sudden I'm not getting playback because it's defaulting to its playback, not the Pro.
Okay, so you just have to turn off. You just have to adjust the audio setting then.
Yes. Yeah, so there's going to be a little monkeying with the wires, but I am ready to go to the new level of lounge, and that's why Jazz Kazam will do that, and then sky's the limit, Bob. We'll have viewers by the thousands.
I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, don't worry, we won't. But anyway, Oak never went in the lake, but it is summer now, and I have noticed that it's been 1,007 degrees by you. Man, you guys and look at that. Eau Claire, Wisconsin, boys and girls.
So we've got the soggy cam going, apparently.
Yeah.
It looks like it had rained, and we've got some... At first I thought, it's clouds. No. It's just
rain, and it got on the lens.
That's
Although
right.
Steven was impressed by this. He goes, that's a good camera for that application. He said, they put a really nice... And I said, they're college students. They're using college money, the campus money.
I guess. I mean, it is really nice for those of you who are here for the first time.
Hey, by the way, can you bring up the Lake Geneva cam, the one, the newest one that's by the fountain? Okay, next week, do it, because I've been watching it this week, and now the fountain has lights. So they change colors at night. It'll be it's for our drug friends who consume the lounge.
Well, I guess if you had the link, you could send it to me and I could.
You had it on the show before.
I did?
Yeah.
Which one
Lake
was it?
Geneva. It's actually in the city of Lake Geneva. And when we showed it, I said, this is where we jumped over the fence.
Of course. Yeah, golly, where was that link? I don't have it bookmarked. I need to bookmark that one. Yeah, absolutely. That's it.
It's fun to have my sound back.
Fun for me too. Too.
Anyway, yeah, that's a good one. And I was looking at that one the other day, and I said, they put lights in the fountain. So it'll be very nice during the course of the lounge, because by that time, it's like, and I've noticed some traffic on the lake now. The boats are out. People are doing the lakey stuff. Very nice.
Yeah,
and it's been hot in Vegas, boys and girls, and it's rained here like every damn day. I mean, every damn day. Now that's when I know I'm getting old, is when I talk about the effing rain.
Rob, we've talked about the weather as long as we've known each other. Come on.
Yeah, well, we're old.
We've been old as long as we've known each other.
Yeah.
We were old.
Although I do enjoy telling the story. Oh, the kids, when they were here, too, I thought of this. I wrote it down. When the kids were here, they did a joke. They told me a story about something that had happened the night before when they were drinking and having a good time. Well, Sam wasn't. He's pregnant. But Steve, the point of this story here to you is it was a droid's story.
I knew that was coming. I was so hoping, God, it would be so great if they would have remembered that callback in any way. Yeah. Like if you could have just looked at them and said, "These aren't the droids you're looking for."
Oh, and they would have lost it if they knew what I meant. But
there's no way they would have, because normal people would retain that kind of nonsense for years. It's not. This is a permanent groove in our record for life. This is just one of those stupid things that we have chosen to make a classic.
Yes,
and it is, by the way.
It is very much a classic.
Only to us, it is as much of a non-classic to everyone as telling that story to getting that response in the first place. But God, if I could just go back and watch the original unfolding where we're laughing to tears. Everyone in the world will think this is funny.
Wait till they hear this.
Sammy and Steven are going to be on the floor.
We were barely in the restaurant, and we couldn't wait to tell them, oh, man.
You gotta hear this.
Wait, are you sitting down?
Look, I'm talking like you have me talking your stories.
Yeah.
Ah! Everybody shouts in your story, Dad! Dad!
Yeah. And so they're telling me the story, and they're laughing and laughing. I'm going, this is just okay. This is just barely worthy. And I go, this is a droid story, man. And they're laughing and laughing. And I'm going, okay, I'll just keep cooking breakfast or whatever I was doing. By the way, that's what I'm
now,
doing.
I think, here's the thing. Now, there's droids, and then there's You Had to Be There. And I think they're different. I think that droids is probably a subset of You Had to Be There, because you certainly, the only way you could possibly think it was funny is You Had to Be There. But there's no guarantee that if you were there, you would think it was funny as we did.
Yeah, and it was something, I want to say it was something about...
Then say it, Rob. Say it. This is our show. There's no one stopping.
Science fiction theater with the black... Isn't that what that was called?
Mystery Science Theater.
Okay. I'd never... But anyway, that was on in the morning, and we were hungover as hell, and that's whatever we
Impossible.
Whatever we got to chuckling about, which we thought was fantastically, earth-shatteringly funny, and then we told the kids the story, and they just sat there and stared at their...
Okay, so wait a minute. That's a clue that I did not remember. Mystery Science Theater 3000 was a part of that morning? I
could be conflating. I could definitely, because I
No.
remember
Now it starts to make sense, because we might have commented on something on the. So you had to have the whole context of whatever the movie was,
right?
And how and when we said it and how and I can see where and then also I had to remind myself of that hungover laughing, where everything is just amplified because your body's just wrecked.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear what he just... Aren't we clever? We're so funny.
No, it was beyond that. It was just the funniest thing.
Because that's where Ed Painterly came from, a hangover, that's for sure. Ed Painterly did. And
that's about the only thing we can say about that story.
Well, we can say one other thing, that somehow you and Tracy bumped into the author or something a million years later. Oh, well,
yes, that's classic, but it means nothing without the name of the dance, and we just can't do that right now.
No, we won't do that now. But that was pretty funny. We thought
that's for the subscribers of the Lounge Premium. It's $4.99 a month, and every year we do an episode.
That's right. So that was that. So Ed Painterly came from a hangover, and that was at one of your many apartments.
Many apartments. I had two.
Well, that's 100% more than.
It's not 100. It is 100% more than you.
Yeah. I did have an apartment, though, with the sweat couch. In fact, Stephen and I were talking about
if I had two apartments and you had one apartment, I had 200% more apartments than you. Or, wait a minute, 100% of your apartments would be one apartment, but 100% more of your apartment, would that be 100% more of the one apartment you had, which would make two apartments? So if I have two apartments and I have 100% more of your one apartment, is that or is that not two apartments?
Which way is the smoke blowing?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Okay, you had 100% more apartments than I did in your transitional time of your life, because you had two and I had one. You had 100% more.
Is that okay? So that's the math, right?
That's the math.
Okay, I feel good.
Pete, is Pete here?
Yes, and that's the guy who built my uke.
Oh, wow. Well, you did a great job, Pete. Outstanding. You did an outstanding job on that uke. And not only that, but it sounds, smoking good. So well done, Peter. Does he ever go by Pete? Yes, he goes by Peter. It says that
right there on his name.
He probably goes, by the way, goes in the hopper. Pete's name goes in the hopper.
Of course. Well, he also gets the he made my ukulele bonus, which means he gets 3 for anyone else on the show gets.
Sure.
That's just fair.
If Mahoney was here, his name would go in the hopper. And by the way, his son was just signed to another minor league deal. So we are still waiting for the possibility that one day he goes to the big show. And if he does, we're all talking about going to whatever ballpark it is in the majors and being there for Jack. And that would be pretty cool.
Jack Mahoney.
Now
how can he not skyrocket to the top with a name like Jack Mahoney? That's Mahoney. Like classic baseball name. That's not like.
And your starters today
Jack Mahoney, number 47, Jack Mahoney.
Lefty, Jack Mahoney. Left out.
Oh wait, what number did you say? I said 47, but you were hung. Oh, geez, we got max headroom going here.
Yeah. I froze again. I don't know what number he is, but he's out of Green Bay.
No, what
Wisconsin.
number did you say? I thought you
47.
said a number. What?
47.
You did not.
I possibly heard you say it. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not
for a moment there. I thought you said 50 something. This is very important.
Yeah, I can see that. You gasped. You actually had a
well. If you had really said 47, yeah, I would have gasped because what freaking odds? That's craziness.
Yes. Anyway, Jack Mahoney is 6'8", and he's a lefty, and he's a hell of a pitcher.
Well, that's extraordinary.
He was pitching in Australia. He was pitching in some league in Australia, and now he's back, and he signed with a farm system for the Athletics, the A's. And do you know where they're going to play their baseball soon? In Las Vegas. Wouldn't that be stinking something?
And you know me in baseball.
Well, that doesn't matter because you still go, and it'll be because of Tim. And if we were all there, are you kidding?
Well, if you were there, yes, absolutely, of course.
Oh, no, I mean, if we all went there, like you get Joe Vandehey and Mark O'Connell and all
Wait
the
a minute. Hold it. I don't know that I've met Vandehey, have I?
No, you probably haven't.
No, I've only heard. No, I know, but we have Vandehey. So
Vandehey.
I heard that name long before there was Vandalay Industries on Seinfeld. But man, the first time I heard Vandalay Industries,
you thought of Joe Vandehey. The one
I'd like to say that, but I totally forgot about it until you said Joe Vandehey, and then I said, "Hey, Vandalay Industries!"
And with those words, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle brought the Lounge Show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.
You can't throw. All the plants are gonna die. You can't.